What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna go over the fundamentals of health. So we're gonna start off by defining and understanding the root cause of our conditions. We have to go back to the first days of when our illness started, when we were actually starting to experiencing our early symptoms, and ask ourselves, what did we do back then that caused me to develop such symptoms? Once we go back to when we were healthy and we see what happened that could have caused our early onset of symptoms, we can get closer to the root cause of our condition. The next step is identifying the symptoms for what they are. And in my case, it was heavy amounts of brain fog, dizziness, vertigo, numbness and tingling on my limbs, my arms and my legs. And as soon as I went to the doctor told me that I had Lyme disease, mold intoxication, parasites, Epstein-Barr virus, chemical sensitivities, mast cell activation syndrome, and of course, as soon as you get diagnosed with all these chronic conditions, your mind, because does not know what they are, we go into panic mode and we automatically go in fight or flight just by knowing that we have a specific conditions that we might not even have in first place. So the human body gets very, very stressed when we don't know things. And that's the thing, until you don't know what's actually going on in your body, and that's by not truly relying on one single opinion. Everything that we have been told needs to be always taken with a grain of salt, and we have to do our own due diligence, our own research, to then evaluate if what we were told was up to our standards and actually to what's going on. So, whenever we get diagnosed with a condition or with a chronic illness, we start to build mental blocks, mental walls, that because we have this condition, then I automatically assume that I'm not able to pursue my dreams, that I'm not able to build my own business, that I'm not able to keep on going to the gym or pursuing my hobby. These are all self-limiting beliefs that we automatically create out of fear. The first rule of the law of attraction is the more we fear something, the more it's going to replicate in our life. So the more we have a fear of having an illness that's going to be debilitating for us, the more we're going to be experiencing a debilitating illness. Does it make sense? And that's actually how I was able to heal myself first. The very first thing that I understood was that I had very, very hard self-limiting beliefs that I built on myself that were holding me back into my healing journey. And until I was able to realize that, okay, Lyme disease is not holding me back. I don't even have Lyme disease. I'm going to tell myself that I don't have Lyme disease, because the more that I think about Lyme disease and this debilitating condition that gives me all sorts of bad symptoms, the more I'm going to get sick. Hello? Yeah, these are scams. Anyways, we're right now in Miami Brickell. All this was able to be accomplished by believing and retelling my mind the story that I wanted to hear. Whenever you have a vision of what your life wants to look like, you can actually take the steps day in and day out to then make that vision a reality. If you have a dream of owning a supercar or dreaming in a specific city, owning a big home, and you don't make a plan day in and day out to actually achieve that goal, that's always going to remain a dream. So now we're able to enjoy this beautiful penthouse in downtown Brickell, Miami, because we were able to lay out a foundation of day in and day out process that allowed us to make enough money to be able to afford these strips.